Okay, folks, this video is going to be a very interesting one because it has the potential of completely changing the way you pick out your stock trades. And although many of the trade setups I show you may not exactly fall into the mean reversion category, but this is really powerful. I'm actually planning to add this as an addition onto my existing set of trades. As you know, I take different kinds of trades. Although my book is called Mean Reversion Trading, um, but I take post earnings trades, I take my mean reversion trades. I could take trades on broader market movements. I could take trades on fundamental reasons like inflation data coming out really hot, and I would just take trades based on that, even though my charts don't agree at that time. So this could be an addition to the trades that I take, and I think I'm gonna coin a term for it. I'm gonna call it the RRG trades. So that's what this whole video is about. It's about using relative rotation graphs. I know it's a mouthful, but it's basically based on sector rotation. Now, talking about sector rotation, you know that um, the way the markets work is they work in a cyclical way. So, for example, money, if the markets have a risk on behavior, money could start flowing into tech stocks, growth stocks, consumer discretionary stocks. But when markets become conservative, market participants become conservative, they might start pulling back from these high risk assets and may start putting money into more stable assets like consumer staples, you know, the Walmarts and the Targets and the Costco's, where you know you have to go no matter what. Even if it's a recession, you have to go to the grocery store. So so that's what actually drives these cycles. So money is constantly flowing out of certain sectors and is going into certain sectors. Now, just by knowing that, you must have already guessed what that means. That means irrespective of whether you're in a bull market or a bear market, you could take trades in either direction. All you have to do is figure out where money is leaving from and where is it going to. So whichever sectors money is coming out from, you could take bearish trades on that sector, and wherever money is going into, you take bullish trades on that sector. Another way of thinking of that is if you can see that a sector, there is money inflow coming into a sector, you would want to avoid taking bearish setups on that sector. All right, so without further ado, let me just get right into it. So we are talking about sector rotation. So our goal in this video is to find out how the money flow is happening. So which sectors is money leaving from, which sectors money is going into, and then we should be able to find trades based on that. So that a tool which is really wonderful tool um, that I found is called relative rotation graphs, or it's also called the RRG charts. Now in this case, I am a member of stockcharts.com. I paid for their premium service. So I'm able to edit these charts. So I'll just give you a link to this. You can see the chart, but you will not be able to make your own chart. But you'll be able to see the link that I share with you. So if you go to this link, you'll see relative rotation graph at the top. And all it's showing you is, it's showing you the benchmark, which is SPY. You can think of it as S&P 500. And then it's a 1 year weekly chart. You can also, you know, change the time frame if you want, but whatever you prefer, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, daily, monthly, whatever. I prefer weekly because that suits my trading method. As you know, my trades last anywhere between 15 to 30 days, so this is most suitable for me. So what this chart shows you is 4 quadrants. Let me just click this button called center. Okay, so you see 4 quadrants, and This one is called leading, then we have weakening, lagging, and improving. And the whole concept is that it uses relative strength and relative momentum in stocks and ETFs to figure out how the money flow is behaving. So I'll just animate something for you that will show you what exactly I'm talking about here. So if I let me go back to December 26th, for example. Okay, here it shows you the date, December 26th. So on December 26th, technology was a leading sector, XLK. XLF financials was a leading sector. XLE energy was getting beaten up like crazy, so it's dropping from the weakening to the lagging sector quadrant. So, and then there are certain ETFs like real estate, utilities, they are in the improving quadrant. So it shows you at any given point of time where the money currently is. Okay. So now if you animate this chart, it gives you a really cool animation. I'm going to just drag this from December to now. So if you notice, it gives you a really nice animation, and it basically shows you, let me go back further. Okay, so let's take an example. XLE is a good example, energy sector. So it's showing it's in the lagging quadrant back in June 2023. Now, if I just keep an eye on XLE, okay, this is XLE. What happens to it as I drag this? As I move forward, XLE starts going from the lagging to the improving quadrant, and then eventually ends up in the leading quadrant. So what this means is, at this time, September 2023, money was flowing into the XLE sector. So how you could interpret that is, either you could take bets, bullish bets on energy stocks, or if your scans or whatever you use to identify your trade setups are telling you that there is a bearish setup showing up on an energy stock, don't take it, because you are fighting against the current. That's what the whole concept here is. So use this either to spot to figure out which sectors you want to go bullish on or bearish on, and which sectors to avoid taking the wrong trades on. Okay, so now let's take two examples to show you how to use this in your trading. Going back to December 26th. So as I was mentioning earlier, on December 26th, this date right here, XLE was one sector which was showing weakness. So it's in the lagging quadrant. So how you would use this information is, even if you're seeing some kind of a bullish setup on a stock, but the sector itself is in the lagging quadrant, you would want to avoid taking trades on that. And let's take an example of that. So XLE is in the lagging quadrant. Let's switch to Think or Swim, and let's pull up a few couple of energy stocks. So COP, ConocoPhillips is one stock, and let's go back to 12/26. So this date is 12/26. If you didn't have access to the RRG information and you had no idea what's happening with the sector, you would think that RSI, if you just look at the charts, RSI is going up very strong. Markets are going up. Markets had been going up for a few months, and in fact, COP has been going up too. So you would be inclined to take a bullish trade. However, if you just go forwards a couple of weeks, look what happened to COP. So I think it's a very powerful piece of information that you have access to, which will help you avoid taking trades on stocks which you shouldn't. Another example, let's pull up EOG. That's another energy stock. So on 26th, the chart setup is exactly the same like COP, and then again go forward 2-3 weeks and look what happened to the stock. So that's one way of using RRG. If whatever your scanning mechanism is, whether you go through stocks manually and find your trade setups, whether you have written a scanner to find trade setups, once you have that list, just confirm that with what's happening with that sector. So if the sector is bearish, avoid taking trades on that. With trading, there is no one pill fits all, and so you will always have outliers. So you could have taken some random stock on some energy stock on December 26th, which could have actually become profitable if you had taken a bullish trade. But the odds of that happening are less. So all we are trying to do is put the odds in our favor, the probabilities of success in our favor, by adding all this additional information to our trading decisions. So that was one example, XLE. Now let's take the second example where of XLK. So again, going back on December 26th, XLK is in the leading quadrant. Now if you again forget that you have access to this chart, this RRG chart, and let's pull up XLK. XLK, as you know, is the technology sector. It's ETF that follows the technology sector. So markets went into overbought, RSI went into overbought on November 9th. And we are talking about December 26th. December 26th, we are still overbought. So any mean reversion trader would ideally be looking for some kind of a reversion to the mean trade on this at this point and look for bearish setups. And as you go forward, December 26th, 28th, on January 2nd, you can notice that RSI starts dropping. And you can see XLK is also beginning to drop rapidly. And finally, RSI actually clears this previous low. And this would be a time where you would say that, okay, you know what, we're going to get a pullback. Let's go bearish on tech. But if you have access to that RRG information, you can clearly see that whether it's December 26th, whether it's January 2nd, whether it's January 8th, XLK is still in the leading quadrant. So if you were to take a bearish trade on XLK, any tech trade, that wouldn't have been a good idea. And for example, probably a bad example, Nvidia, because we know what Nvidia has done since the beginning of the year. So this is January 3rd. You wouldn't want to bet against Nvidia, but let's forget Nvidia. Let's take some other stock. Amazon maybe? Amazon. So December 26th is somewhere over here. If you had gone bullish on Amazon on December 26th, it did get a drop, but then look how rapidly it went up, and it just kept going up after that. Let's look at Google. Google December 26th was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In just 12 days, it reversed course and started going up. So again, it's up to you how you want to use this, but you can use this, as I mentioned earlier, whatever your scanning method is to find trade setups. Make a list of trades, bullish and bearish, go to RRG and see how that sector is behaving. If it's still in the leading sector, and if you have a trade setup on technology, which is a bearish setup, you can just drop that trade, don't take the trade. Similarly, if it's in a bearish, in the lagging quadrant, and you have a bullish trade that comes up, then don't take the trade. So that's one way of doing it. There are other ways of doing that too. You could also do it the reverse way. So you could first find, if you want to take any bullish trades, first find all the sectors that are bullish. In this case, financials and technology and real estate were bullish. Then you would start digging into the stocks in that sector and filter out all the bullish setups. And this is a free video for all my viewers on YouTube, but I'm going to make an extended version of this video for all our Discord members, where I'll show you exactly how to go about first spotting the right sector to take a trade on, whether it's bearish or bullish, then how to find the exact stock in that sector to find your trade. So I'll go into more detail on in that video, which is available on our website if you remember. But even if you're not, I think this should give you a lot of good information about how you can avoid making expensive mistakes by not going against the trend when the RRG charts are clearly telling you where the money is, or where the money is flowing. Hope that helps. See you in the next video.